I slept on this hair twice today and it is giving. Like she's alive. She's here. I don't know what the back looks like. She is here. She is here today. Dun, 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 dun. Hi guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Marie Burgos. I am a singer, dancer, actress, overall performer, and theater nerd. Self-proclaimed. I went to my first open call in New York City maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's been the first one since the pandemic hit. The last time I went to an open call was before 2020, which is insane. I was terrified of open calls back then. I was definitely nervous for this one, but it wasn't as stressful. I learned a lot while I was there. I wrote down all the things I was learning as I was in there waiting for my name to be called and for me to dance and for me to sing, and I figured I'd share them with you because heck, there's room for all of us at the table. So let's learn together, let's boost up our auditions, and let's do it, y'all. So without further ado, here's what I learned in my first open call in 3 years. Number 1, come an hour early regardless of what the instructions tell you to do. We know with COVID restrictions, I know mine specifically said to come 20 minutes before, but even if you come an hour early, you can get food before you get in, you don't have to go into the building. They're telling you to go into the building 20 minutes before, sure, but be in the vicinity an hour early, right? If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. So be early, get all your nerves out, be in the vicinity, you know, walk around, do all those things, but be an hour early. I kind of wish I listened to this because I do not live in New York, so I don't know why I thought I'd be able to get there exactly 20 minutes before my call time. I didn't, but I was still seen, luckily. Don't be like me. Get there an hour early, be around the vicinity, and when it's time for your time to go in, go in. Number 2, bring a spare change of clothes for leaving. Most of us have a very specific audition attire, whether that's dress, tights, skirts that flow, these beautiful gowns. The streets of New York are not the safest streets to go in, so don't be afraid to bring a pair of sweatpants so that when you're done with your audition, you can just change into them and go on your way and not be bothered by nasty, creepy people. I'm drinking chai. Pause for the cause. Let me show you my stir. Do you see that? So the mug says be kind, and the stir is a leaf. And I have them in all different colors. These are vintage stirs, and I just couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. Number 3, on the same subject of clothes, wear something you love. Dance in something you love and sing in something that makes you feel comfortable. I had an instructor once tell me, your audition attire should be the clothes you wear to the hottest brunch place in town. What would you wear to the hottest brunch place with all your friends? Something that makes you feel super snazzy, super comfortable. And after she told me that, I've just gotten into the mindset of always dressing. There's always that rule of dress like the show, dress in the essence of the show. But when you dress like yourself going to brunch, like think about it, when you go to brunch, you're gonna take pictures, you're gonna wear your hottest stuff, you're gonna make sure that you look hot because you want to take pictures with your mimosas. So I think personally it's just better to dress as yourself because we already are actors. We're already going to be in character. And yes, it's nice to hint at the character you want in the way you wear your clothes, but like, casting directors aren't stupid. They have imaginations. They can imagine you in a blue dress if the role calls for blue. But if you have one, ooh, I just spilled my tea. But if you happen to have something that does both, dress like yourself going to brunch and gives you an essence of the show, ooh, brownie points to you. Still in the subject of fashion, don't be afraid to wear jeans, color, jumpsuits, leather, fashion. Have you ever noticed that when people dress truly like themselves, your eyes dart directly to that person? I always find it super inspiring because you can just tell how unapologetic they are, and you can tell that their light truly shines through. I read this quote yesterday and it literally said, a form of self-love is adorning yourself in jewelry and clothing that you love. And I think casting directors can really see that, unless we forget that the audition is not only showing, you know, if you've got the chops to do with the show, but it's also showing who you are. And if you can show that in a little bit of how you wear, what you wear, and how you wear it, why wouldn't you give that to them? Number 5, try to find someone to talk to. Now, I believe I was there for 5 hours. My time was at 2 o'clock. And then I was the last person to sing at 5 o'clock. Is that 5 hours? That's not 5 hours. I think it's 4 hours. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 3 hours. What am I on? It was just a very long time. Don't be afraid to talk to people. When you talk to people, you realize that they're just as nervous as you. There's a stigma in the acting community that everyone is cutthroat. Everyone is like, competition, don't want to talk to them, I'm gonna feel them out. If I talk to them, I'm gonna make sure that I can bring them down. Yeah, there are some people like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I've heard some horror stories about people like that at audition, but most people aren't like that. Most people are excited. Most people are nervous. Most likely you'll find someone who's just as nervous as you, and you can talk about how nervous you are. I ran into 5 people at the audition that I knew already. And in talking to those people, I was able to talk to other people that I didn't know. And it was just a lovely conversation. There were a bunch of Hispanics in this open call, and we were just talking about how amazing it was to finally see so many of our people in that call. So you don't have to like find something to connect with right away, but if you say something as simple as, oh my god, I love your hair, what do you do? Or, you know, oh my god, your jacket looks so nice, you know, like stuff like that. Now for me, talking calms me down. The more I talk, the more I chill out. So with that being said, if I find someone to talk to, most likely I'll be able to calm my nerves down and their nerves down. And it's a win-win. And you might meet a friend who can hook you up in a future audition. Or you might meet a friend that you can run into at a future audition. And how wonderful is that to have a support system there physically with you that you've created from past auditions. It's amazing. Number 6, which is just vital, essential information, bring your charger if you are at an audition, especially an open call, which means that there's hundreds of people waiting to be seen. Bring your charger, your phone's gonna die. On the same topic of electronics, bring headphones, okay? You want to be able to hear your music before you go in. You want to be able to hear, maybe they assign you a song. You want to be able to find that song really quickly and listen to it. It's obnoxious to do this. Pretend this is a phone. And it's hard to do this in an open call because there's so many people. Bring headphones. You'll always be prepared. It's important to be prepared. Be prepared for when the opportunities strike, and that's one of them. There have been stories about being in audition rooms, and the directors go, oh, can you actually sing this song? Do you know this song? And maybe you say, no, I don't know that song, and they'll go, okay, we'll give you 5 minutes to learn this song, so go in the hallway and listen to it. So bring headphones so you can learn said song in 5 minutes. I brought my headphones and I just listened to the song I was gonna sing over and over again, just make sure I got the nuances of the storytelling I was doing and make sure I knew where I was starting and I knew where I was stopping so I can communicate that to the accompanist. The accompanist. I don't know why that word's hard for me. Here's a big one. Every audition is a workshop, so have fun. The word audition scares me, which is weird because any regular job interview, I am so confident, but auditions scare me because you have to put all your work right there in front of them. This is how I act. This is how I sing. And they see that, and then they make a decision on you based on that. And that is terrifying. So, but you know what doesn't scare me? Classes, workshops. Think of every audition as a workshop. It's a place for you to learn. It's a place for you to have fun. And how many times are you gonna learn a free dance combination? So just have fun. The dance combo was super hard, but I just said, you know what? This is a dance class. And in dance classes, I'm going all in. Maybe in an audition I would be scared, but not in a workshop. So just take that fear out of your mind and just say to yourself, this is a workshop. This is a free class. When you get to sing in front of a panel, that's a free class to see what works and what didn't, based on if they call you back or not, based on how you feel after the audition, right? These are workshops. These are places for you to learn. Don't be afraid to learn in an audition room. Here's one, because it was an open call and I was there for like ever. Bring snacks. Make sure you bring snacks that don't stain your clothes, leave, you know, pieces in your teeth, make your tongue red. Try to bring some stain-free snacks. Maybe some gummy bears, I don't know. But if it's gonna be an open call, you're gonna be there for a while. Bring some snacks, it's never gonna hurt. And if you don't eat it, you can eat it on the way home. We love. This one's a personal one for me, because I only was taking dance classes once a week. And I still am, but this was important for me to know. Take every dance class, even the hard ones, even if you feel like you're a beginner, take the intermediate, take the advanced classes, because the point is not to, the point is to clean up your dancing skills so that when you go into the audition room, you're confident, you're a professional, you know what you're doing, but it's also so you can pick up choreo fast. If you're in a harder dance class, it's gonna be harder for you to pick up choreo, but guess what? When you're in an audition room, you might not know all the steps. You might not know what a pas de bourrée is. You might not know what a tendu is. So take all those dance classes and just learn how to make your brain pick up choreo faster. I once asked a teacher, how can you pick up choreo faster? And she literally just said practice. So what does that mean? Take more dance classes, regardless of the level. You might want to stay away from super advanced if you're only beginner, but just inch up a bit into intermediate classes. Take all those classes. It's really gonna help. This one is also for me on health, and that is to take classes, fitness classes, to keep your stamina up. When you are in dance calls, the last thing you want to focus on is the fact that you can't breathe, because it is too much work. Okay, for me, the things I love to do is take boxing classes. So I take boxing classes 3 times a week to keep my stamina up, so that the next time I go into a dance call, I'm not huffing and puffing, but I'm focused on the choreo, right? The more you work on things that you can control, that means you can leave those things at the door at the audition room. Does that make sense? So like, if I take care of my body the way it needs to be taken care of, I don't need to focus on it in the audition room. I can focus on the things that matter: the storytelling, the learning the choreography, the being present. So take care of the things that you can, i.e. your body, your voice, your performance levels. Take care of those things outside of the room so that when you get into the room, you can be present and worry about the things that matter in that moment. Another health tip: eat healthy so these auditions don't feel so hard on you. Like I said, that dance call was insane. And then I ran up all the stairs of Pearl Studios and my heart was burning. And I got to the audition room and my heart was still burning. And I just had happened to take, I think, a week, 2 weeks off my boxing classes, and I was like, never again, never again. Because before, I used to be able to run up 3 flights of stairs and it wouldn't matter, but now it's catching up to me. So eat healthy, treat your body good, remember that your body is a vessel, and when you go into that audition room, it's time to set sail. And you want to set sail on a ship that works extremely well. On a similar note, take care of your body so your nerves are the last thing you think about. Not your breathing hard, not your inability to catch up. Same concept as what I said before. This is just a given. Wear shorts under your skirt. You're probably gonna be dancing. It's okay to wear shorts under your skirt. It won't ruin the fashion. Just figured I'd put that in there. I do not have a horror story on this. I just wear shorts under your skirt. And if you wear shorts under your skirt, then they're danceable. I feel like that's common sense, but I figured I'd put this in there. Here's one. Get into the habit of showing yourself love before and after an audition room, whatever that means for you. Journaling, meditation, listening to your favorite music on the way to the audition room, doing a face mask afterwards, writing in your audition log. A lot of people have audition notebooks, so you can write in your audition log, and just letting go of whatever happened in that audition room. I was very proud of my audition when I went in, but I also felt like I could have definitely done more. And in showing myself leniency, that was me showing myself love. And when I got home, I signed up for a bunch of boxing classes and I ate my favorite meal. And that's just a simple way of showing yourself love. But there's tons of ways. Take a hot girl walk, all those beautiful, wonderful, lovely things. Yeah. And here's something I learned from I took a workshop on auditioning maybe like a month before this audition. And this one is so important to me because there were so many people at the audition that I knew. And that is, go into the room with the people you love in mind and show up as yourself. There were so many people I knew, not only from that audition workshop I took, but people who have seen the most vulnerable sides of me. I didn't have to go in with people I knew and loved in mind because they were already in the room, and it was just such a lovely experience. I still kept my grandfather in mind, who is my biggest inspiration. I'm crying because he passed away, but I always think about him because he was the performer in my family, okay? And every time I perform, I take him in with me because if anyone showed up as himself when he sang, it was him. And I want to do the same when I perform. So I always say, carry me into this Louis and carry me out. We called him by his first name because he was my step-granddad, but I grew up with him. Those are my tips from my open call. I hope you can take these with you and go into your next audition and kill it. Some of these things I understand are basic, but some I think are more nuanced, and whatever you can take, please take them into your next audition with you. If you have any more tips, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear some. Let's share more. Let's create a theater community full of love, safety, and learning. I would love that for this channel. And until next time, I'll see you later.